Adriana Swanson. I go to South Bend, Washington High School. I'm class of 2026. I am All-American 2 times, sectional and regional champ 4 times. I'm ranked second in my class currently, so I value my academics, and pretty much it.
Oh, I love that.
Look, you definitely have to drop that. That is a hot commodity for college, like college recruiters. I'm on that, like the academics, and you good in
Yeah.
Look, I love it.
Thank you.
Love it. Yes.
So you're All-American. What events?
Correct. Yeah, that's
All-American in the 100 hurdles when I was like 13, 14 age group. And I believe long jump as well.
So Adriana, how did you become interested in the sport?
So honestly, my family is a big track family. Mom's side, dad's side, every person has done track. But typically it would just be the men's on my family side that have done hurdles. So my dad one day was like, "Hey, I think you should try these hurdles out." I was a little iffy on it. I was like, "I don't know about that." But first meet, got out there, I ran the whole race with the wrong leg. So I ran it all with my left leg, and I was like, I still had fun because, of course, I was a child. All I thought of was like going out there and having fun. You know what I mean? So I had fun, and then after that, I was like, okay, I enjoy this. I want to continue to do this, and I actually want to get better at it. So that's pretty much it. It's just encouragement from my father, and then this up from there.
So is your father your coach? Again, this is the audience that
yes.
So shout out to Dad Coach. What is his name? We got to shout him out for saying, "Hey, let's try these hurdles because you're doing some big things."
Yep, he is my coach, Adrian Swanson.
Okay, shout out to Dad.
Yeah.
Good. So, who would you say has been your biggest inspiration in the sport of track and field?
I got to give it to Cindy McLaughlin. She is absolutely phenomenal. I love her so much. Sydney as well as Masai Russell. Masai has had so many setbacks, and she's just overcome every single one. And they both have insane faith, and I am very faithful as well. So both of those ladies are really inspiring to me.
So so you're a junior. You've already had a lot of amazing success, even before coming to high school. And so, what would you say is a memory that sticks out to you from competing?
Honestly, making it to state my freshman year. I wouldn't say I doubted myself, but that was not something that was like on my mind. Like coming out of middle school, I was really just going out there just to, just run. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really like I wasn't planning on going to state, but thank God I made it. But yeah, that was one of the turning points for me. And it actually gave me a lot of bravery and courage because, like I said, I never would have expected it. And as well as placing, I was the only freshman to place on that podium. And I just felt so powerful. And especially because my family was there to support me. So yeah, that's one of the most memorable moments so far for me.
That's a big memorable moment. That really has carried you through your high school career and accolades already. So that's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Right. To place as a freshman. And then to be second in your class. So how do you balance all this talent plus this academic? How do you balance that life?
So I wouldn't say it's too hard for me to balance. I hold myself accountable in both, and I work hard in both. So it's not really something difficult for me to balance. I wouldn't say I enjoy school, but it's not something that I find difficult to, keep a balance between the both. Mm-hmm. I make time for track. School to me comes first before sports, but yeah.
I love that. Look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you are a parent's dream.
You really are.
Hear that,
Dad? What would you say has been the most, if at all, the most challenging thing about being a track and field athlete?
I'd say it's just being at battle with yourself. Your mind has to align with your body, and if it doesn't, then some things just won't align, you know what I mean? And that's really something that a lot of athletes battle with is the mind space that you're in before you compete. Yeah.
So how do you get yourself mentally get yourself prepped and ready to roll when it comes time to compete?
Okay. So before I run, I spend time with God. Me and my dad, we always pray before I get on the track. But also hours before, I am not on my cellular device. I am not on my phone before I compete because
Okay.
I need to
I
get in the
love it.
right, yeah, I need to get in the right headspace. And pretty much just self-motivation. I self-talk and I tell myself that you can do this. You're here for a reason. Everybody here is to compete. All you gotta do is get out there, have fun, and leave your best on the track.
Look, I love it. Okay.
I
You
know.
get me, you get me right. Okay.
But I mean, the part about the cell phone, like there's actual studies out there talking about
Yeah.
how cell phones decrease performance. Like if you're on there with I think it's an hour or 90 minutes before performance, it decreases performance. So I love the fact that you're up on that and you're not doing, those types of things prior
Right.
to.
You dropping some good secrets. You're gonna start seeing all your competition.
Don't
I
use
have
that
their
phone
phone, but
anymore.
it's a good, yeah, it's a good thing to censor. What would you say your short-term and long-term goals are?
Short term is honestly getting stronger. I really want to get that lead leg down packed. I know that's going to take time, I know, but oh my gosh, that's one of the main things I really want to get down packed, as well as speed in between. Long term is I want to be a state champ. I want to get the gold, and I also would love to PR and hit 13 seconds, somewhere in the 13-second range, and I feel like it's possible. So
Love it, love it. And do you have any aspirations? I would think so, but I want you to share that with everyone to compete in college.
yes, I would love to compete at college. I'd love to go to a D1 college. Not sure where yet, but
Absolutely. Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's fine.
I'm
Sky's the
definitely looking
limit.
though, for sure.
The
Well,
sky.
well, let me tell you this. With your academics, I think you can pretty much write yourself a ticket to where
Yeah,
you
you go
need to
anywhere.
go.
I'm
Yeah.
working. I'm working.
Yeah. How would you say like being an athlete helped shape your character?
Honestly, it's made me who I am because I'd say I'm not insanely competitive, but I feel like it's giving me an outlet. Whereas like I don't really have interest in like per se. My sister, she's very artistic, okay? I don't really find that much interest into certain stuff that she does. But when I'm an athlete, I feel like it's just like it gives me some boost of adrenaline. I don't know. It's my happy place.
Yeah.
So
That's like your art. It's
It is
yeah,
your art, and
literally.
especially going over hurdles
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and how you're talking about getting your lead leg down even quicker, which is an art. So yeah, for sure. What life lessons do you feel you've learned thus far in the sport?
Whew. I've learned a lot of life lessons. I've learned that you've got to trust. You can't doubt yourself, and you cannot doubt your training. Never, because that will adjust the way you perform. That will adjust the way that you view yourself and the way that you view the way that you do your event. So pretty much just trust, trust, trust. You have to have faith and you have to trust.
Yes, I love that. TTP, trust the process
Mm-hmm.
and trust your training.
Yeah.
You define success then? I mean, you're trusting the process and all that.
Right.
You do several different events. So how do you define success?
Success to me is typically, let me start with this. To success to everybody typically like in the track community is you win. You get gold, you finish in first place, right? Success to me is of course winning as well, but that's not it. Success is more than just gold. Success is like let's say you set out a goal for a meet this day. You fulfill that goal. You may not have got the time you wanted. You may have not got the time you wanted, but you still fulfilled that goal and that goal was reached regardless of if you won first place or not. So success is more than just winning. Success is the process.
I love
I,
that. I love that.
I like it.
How do you do your competition?
My competition, I use it as fuel, honestly. I go out on the
Okay.
track. I go out on the track with respect. I respect my opponents, of course. But when we get on the track, everybody wants to win. We're all here to do one thing, and that's to get gold. So I view them as just, competition. Not competition, but I view them as like a drive to, do better.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love it.
Now,
Yeah.
how do you stay motivated?
Mhm.
Like you're winning, you have won. How do you stay motivated to keep going, keep getting better?
The end product that I want. Because
Mhm.
I got something I want, and I'm going to strive to get that regardless of anything. I'm gonna strive to meet that goal, and that's pretty much how I stay motivated. I also have family that keeps me motivated. I have people waking me up. 8, 9 in the morning. Let's go. We gonna hit the track. We gonna go lift some weights. And it encourages me. But yeah, that's how I stay motivated. Just encouragement.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask this question right, but it's clearly gleaming out of you. So what sets a great athlete apart from a good athlete?
Okay. A great athlete to me is somebody that is driven, they're committed, and they have a goal set for themselves. They push their boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
A great athlete pushes their boundaries. Whereas a good athlete, you could be talented, but you don't do stuff unless told. You don't give yourself that drive unless you're told to do it. But a great athlete, you push your boundaries and you work towards the end result that you want instead of just like, okay, I'm already good. I don't really need to do too much. I don't need to do too much more. Or, oh, I'm tired. I don't even want to go to the weight room today. Whereas the great athlete, they could have just done freaking 400 repeats, and then they're so tired, but they're gonna get up and they're gonna go to the weight room. They're gonna wake up at 8 in the morning and they're gonna go to the track and they're gonna get that 3 mile run in. You know what I mean?
Love that.
We know what you mean.
Look, I'm telling you, you got me. I'm ready to.
Right. Like, I need to go to the weight room in the morning.
Saying, I'm tired. I need to wake
up. What do you think? Do you think anything should change in terms of adding events, taking away events, changing the order of events?
I definitely do. I feel like there should be an opportunity to run the 400 hurdles here. We don't have that opportunity. Besides, if you were to do, like USATF, AAU, that's an option. But when it comes to high school, that's not an option. All we got is 300 hurdles and that's it. And I also feel as if we should have more facilities here. Whereas like here, there's nowhere near me that I can go and, get a good practice in on a good track. But if I were to go to like Indianapolis, I've ran at multiple tracks there. They have good facilities. They have just better facilities and better options for track athletes there than they do in South Bend, in the South Bend area.
And
going to colleges is an option to run, but majority colleges, they do not. It's like they don't really allow high school athletes to come and run on their tracks. So we're really limited to what we have options wise here.
Yeah.
So we make do with what we have.
Yeah, that's nice.
What would you say? And clearly, you have a huge village. You come from a lineage of track and field athletes. What's been the best piece of advice that is kind of like, this is my mantra, this is what I say?
This best piece of advice is, like I said, your mind has to align with your body as well as cherishing the moment. When I say cherish the moment, I mean cherish every moment. Even if it's, like I said, even if you didn't achieve the main goal you're there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, cherish every achievement that you've done. And when I say that your mind needs to align with your body, it's just that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take that. And that's honestly the truth.
Great hashtag. Look.
Right. The truth hashtag. How do you being a hurdler, you're up and down, right? And then you long jump as well, correct? So
yeah, I haven't done long jump since my freshman year, but yeah,
you did a little leap. You did a little something.
Yeah. Right. So how do you keep yourself physically healthy and prevent injuries and all that stuff?
I take care of my body. I fuel myself with the right foods. You got to eat healthy. That's one of the main things that's really important. You got to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and make sure that it fuels you. I stretch. Oh, I did just get some compressions. Like, it's the leg compression things where it's like, it has a remote and it compresses your legs. So yeah, I take care of my body and I ensure that my body is, healthy. And I also do rub out with icy hot, biofreeze, and ice baths. I take ice baths pretty much almost every like the week of a meet, I will take an ice bath, and I do hot soaks as well, and that's yeah.
Okay, I like a couple other things. You want to add a chiropractor in there?
Yeah.
I literally was just saying that I need to go to a chiropractor so bad.
Yeah, it's a good. I'm a chiropractor, so I'm slightly biased, but hey, that's how I got into it. It's working with athletes to begin with. Yeah. So, what's the biggest sacrifice you would say you had to make become dealing with track and field?
Honestly, I wouldn't say that track has limited the way that I make friends, but in a way, I feel like it has not frayed relationships, but it has made it to where if my friends were to go out, hang out with their friends on the weekend or go out during the week after school, I wouldn't be able to participate in those activities because I have practice, I have a track meet. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's like negatively affected it because I've done it all because I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? But it has affected me in those ways where it's like,
It's you don't have that extra time to do nothing with. Yeah. Okay.
How do you balance your individual goals with your team goals?
Okay, my individual goals are to fulfill what I want to do in my event. And it's like my event is completely different from everybody else because I'm the only woman hurdler on my team. So when it comes to me, I have to push myself 10 times harder because I don't have nobody to practice with or run with hurdles like right next to me. So when it comes to my goals, it's just like I'd say my drive is different. But when it comes to team goals, like I said, we all just got to push each other, and we all, we all do push each other at practice.
Is there any major obstacles you would say you had to overcome? And then, and if so, how did you make it through?
I would say my mental space. Like I said, that's a battle for almost every athlete, regardless the sport you participate in. And last year, I was battling some insane mental problems. It was just more doubt than anything. I wasn't trusting the process. And I feel like I've overcome that. I feel like I trust the work that I'm putting in. I trust the training that I've received. And even getting more feedback has eased that mindset of mine. Whereas like, hey, maybe I think I'd like to get another opinion on this,
So if your teammates could describe you in one word, what would it be and why?
Okay. I'd say they would describe me as encouraging. And I say that because I am so encouraging, even at practice, at track meets. I push everybody to do their best. Even if I'm hurting and like we're all working hard, I want every single one of y'all to work y'all hardest every single rep. And I'd say I'm just really encouraging,
I love that.
Well, Adriana, if people wanted to follow along, keep up with you, see how you're progressing, how should they do so? How should they do that?
So my Instagram is Adriana.Simone with, I believe, 2 E's. And my Twitter is at Adriana Swanson 0. Go ahead, check me out. Yeah. As well as my TikTok is At Least I Have Track.
Oh, I love that.
I like. Oh, cool. Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Adriana, it's been a pleasure. We are wishing you, the best of luck for the outdoor season. We're looking forward to seeing you.